welcome to our Drink Pink Squad team call for tonight. We are really excited to make a really fun announcement tonight. Me and Marquet and Tiffany have been keeping a little secret from you all, so we are so excited to tell you guys about that here in a minute. And we will also be doing some training on follow-up, because I know that that is something that I myself struggled with for a long time. And I know Tiffany feels the same. I'm not sure about Debbie, but Debbie's been with us through the long haul. So she may be feeling that same thing. So I am going to turn the microphone over to Tiffany for a few minutes to make that fun announcement. And then we will get into the training for tonight.
Okay. Oh my gosh. We are so excited about this. We wanted to announce and invite everyone that, so we know the Team Hope retreat got canceled, and we know Leaders Retreat got moved to virtual, and we know how hard that is. And we also know that connecting with each other is really important when it comes to staying fulfilled and encouraged and uplifted. So we are so excited to announce and invite everybody on our wonderful Drink Pink squad. So anyone on our team is invited to dinner with us on Thursday, December 10th at 5:45 p.m. at Tucano's, the new Tucano's restaurant at Station Park in Farmington. We have a reservation. Dinner is on us. We are treating you guys because we are so thankful for your persistence and your consistency and your willingness to serve and bless others. And we want to thank you for your hard work. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you. We may or may not have some other fun treats and surprises that are going to be there that evening too. So please put it on the calendar, set time aside. We will be respectful of people's time, knowing that it is a work night. We will not keep you out too late, but come enjoy dinner and come enjoy company. And I can't wait to see you guys.
Bye. That sounds so nice. Thank you.
You cute, Henley. Oh, good. I'm so glad. We have been talking about this for a couple of weeks since we heard about everything kind of getting canceled and changed to a virtual thing. I see. We just really wanted to do something nice for everybody and just get everybody together. Just because we are so thankful for all of you, and we wanted to celebrate all of you and everything that we've accomplished as a team in 2020. So we are so excited to see everybody. Okay, so today, sorry, I've got some little helpers for tonight. Today we want to talk about follow-up, whether that is follow-up with someone who has expressed interest in the past and just hasn't quite been ready to try the products, or whether that is follow-up with someone that you have enrolled as an ambassador or as a customer. So follow-up is one of the most important things that you will encounter in your business. Emily Gibson always tells us that the fortune is in the follow-up. So I know a lot of you are doing the momentum movement this month with all of us. And I am so thankful for it. I learn so much every time. But I wanted to talk about the list that Brooke and Emily have tasked us all to make in their group. And that is a list of, we want you to start with 5 names, and then go to 10 names, and then 20 names, and then 50 names, and then 75 names, all the way up to 100 names of people that you know would benefit from the business side of Plexus, from the health benefits of Plexus, from the community that comes with Plexus, anyone that you can think of, seriously, anybody. And I want you to have a notebook that you keep that is designated just for names. And you're going to keep it all year long. And next to everyone's name, I want you to write down what they need from Plexus. Maybe they deal with digestive issues. So we'll say Sarah Smith is my person that I really feel like and felt impressed that could really benefit from plexus. So I'm going to write down, the number one, Sarah Smith, and then next to her name, I'm going to write digestive issues. Maybe Marquet is my number two. And Marquet, I know, could really use the business side of plexus because her husband just lost his job. Heaven forbid, but her husband just lost his job. So next to Marquet's name, I would write business. Maybe Kathy is someone else that I know could really use the community of plexus, could really use a group of amazing, strong, encouraging women to help encourage her through some hard times that she's going through, or to just help her kind of live into and see the potential that's inside her. So next to her name, I would write community. Or if it's multiple of those things, you can write multiple of those things. Yeah. So I want to encourage all of you guys to work on that list. And I want you to all commit to have at least 10 names by Saturday, because that is all day tomorrow, all day Saturday. I want you to have 10 names. Once you have your 10 names done, I want you to message us in our group chat and let us know that your 10 names are done. And then after you get the 10 names over the weekend, I want you to get up to 50 names. So by Sunday night, I want you to have 50 names. And then by Wednesday, I want you to have 75. And then by next Friday, I want you to have 100 names. So that gives you all the way through to the day after Christmas to have 100 names written down. And then that way, hold on, yeah. And then that way, hold on, I'm on my call for a minute. And then I want you guys to keep that list. I can't do it at the same time. Sorry, guys. So I want you guys to have that list written so that sorry, day after Thanksgiving. What did I say? Christmas? Probably said Christmas. Sorry, Thanksgiving. So I want you guys, you have a list of 100 names written down by the day after Thanksgiving. And then I want you guys to refer back to that list so that you know who you can be reaching out to about plexus, who you can be interacting with on social media, who you can send messages to and just kind of get to know them a little bit better. There are a lot of things that you can do to kind of start building those relationships with people so that when the timing is right, you will know, I think in your heart, when the timing is right, to approach them about plexus and about whatever thing that you think they would benefit from. And that may change over time. You may find that someone that you thought could just use the health benefits now needs the financial aspects of it, that may need other things. So I really want to encourage each of you to have that list done so that you know those people that you can be following up with. Like I said, either relationship building, talking to about plexus, coming back to that maybe you've talked about it before and they weren't quite ready. I guarantee you will forget people and they will completely leave your mind if they're not written down, because it's happened to me more times than not, where I'll be going back through my messages and I'm like, oh my gosh, Sally asked me about plexus. And, I sent her the video and then I never followed back up with her about that. So I want you guys to get that list done. I want to, Tiff, are you okay to talk about follow up after you've enrolled an ambassador, or do you want me to take it? You're good? Okay. So I'm going to turn some time over to Tiff and I want her to talk to you guys about following up after you've enrolled someone, because she has become a master at this. So I want her to kind of take the mic for a minute.
I don't know about a master, but I've definitely gotten better, and that's with conscious effort. Oh, now the baby's going to play the piano. Hey, go get daddy. So the key that I found to following up after you sign someone is, like Crystalline said, you have to write it down. I will show you my planner in just a second, and there's a very specific way in which I do this. The reason that follow-up becomes even more important at this point is because if you sign someone and you do not follow up with them correctly, they are not going to order again. It's not going to happen. Or their subscription's going to run and they're going to be really upset and you're going to get some not very nice messages. Believe me, I have been there. This was all learned very much by trial and error. And when you talk about growth, you can't recruit people fast enough to grow continually. You've got to master that follow-up, because that is what leads to sustainability and retention and long-term growth. So what the day you sign someone, you know, you're on the phone with them, you're signing them up. You get off of the phone and you're going to get your planner. Okay, I'm coming. And you're going to, oh, my pumpkin bread timer went off. You're going to write their name in your planner. Okay, let me show you mine. So mine has become a coloring book for the baby today. But see my planner? Okay, so like last week, it's not so colored so you can see better. I helped Carly onboard a team member. So on Wednesday, I put Carly / Allie, that's her name, join on the day she joined. So I know that that's when Allie joined. I'll check it in a minute. 4 days later, she's on my list again, and it says Allie number 1. That tells me that the conversation I'm having with her at that point is that first follow-up that's in the follow-up scripting that's posted on the page. Okay, number 1. And I put all of these in my planner the day they join. So 4 days later, for the day they join, 4 days later, you're putting number 1. I do 6 days. 6 days after that, you do follow-up 2. 6 days after that is follow-up 3. And 6 days after that is follow-up 4. What that means is that gives you a minimum of 4 touches per person between the day they sign and between their next and when their next subscription processes. That 4th touch will be about 4 days before their subscription runs. So you have a really good idea of whether or not they are going to want that to process, or if you need to make adjustments and recommend some changes and try something new, and not have that catch them off guard. The scripting for all of those follow-up touches is in the team page under files, if you have not seen that already. And if you haven't looked at those, please do. You guys, follow-up is not messaging someone one time in the 30 days and saying, oh my gosh, it's been 2 weeks. Are you feeling amazing? Because guess what? They're probably not feeling amazing after 2 weeks. So we're asking them, number 1, did your products come? Have you had a chance to try them? That's typically 4 days is typically the day they show up. So it's a really good time to make sure they have a schedule and they know how to start things up. The next one is, how have the last 6 or so days been? Have you been consistent? Are you having a hard time remembering anything in particular and troubleshooting, oh, maybe they are forgetting to take their ProBio 5 at night. So you're like, awesome, put it on the vanity of your bathroom. So when you're there brushing your teeth and getting ready for bed, it's there, right there where you can see it. It's easier to remember. All of those tips and tricks. The next week, we're asking them, are things fitting into your routine? Do you feel like you're getting your water in? Anything like that. And then sometimes they'll say, yeah, and I actually notice I'm sleeping better. Or they'll say, yeah, and my tummy's been super gurgly. And you can troubleshoot these. If they are having problems, you're penciling in an extra follow-up, maybe 3 days later, after you troubleshoot with them. The 3rd week, you're saying, oh, about this time I noticed some bloating and my sugar cravings coming back. Are you noticing anything like that? And I love that wording because it really helps normalize that detox and adjustment period. It's setting them up to be honest and open and say, oh my gosh, yes, I have noticed that. But if they haven't and they say, no, I haven't noticed any of that. In fact, my bloating's been way better. Ding, ding, ding. There you go. You say, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. You celebrate those wins because they are big. And then you say, with your membership, you got 3 free samples. Is there anyone else you could think of that might benefit from some reduction in their bloating too? And they're like, oh yeah, well, maybe I could, maybe there is. My mom would probably take a sample. Awesome. Let me walk you through sending that sample in the app. And you guys, it's just so natural. It doesn't have to be forced or salesy, or pushy. If they say, no, I can't think of anyone, you say, that's okay. I'm so excited for you. I cannot wait to see. Yeah, that's right. Can't wait to see what comes next for you, and you keep that positivity going, and you keep the conversation going. Again, all of that scripting's in the team page, but that follow-up becomes crucial, because it's not just giving them the support they need to be successful with their products. It's relationship building too, because each time you touch base with them, that's another way to connect. And those stronger relationships are great for retention and development. And really, that's what makes this job fun. It's about the connection and getting to talk to people. It's not about making sure. I will. It's not about making sure that you're getting the next order necessarily, as much as it's just about. Yeah, as much as it's just about giving people the best customer service we possibly can. Chrislyn, is that good? Do you want me to say more?
No, that is perfect. That's exactly kind of what I wanted to talk about. And then I know there's only just a couple of you guys here on the call. So we talked about, just following up with potentials was kind of what I had touched on. And then Tiffany touched on, following up with current customers or ambassadors, and just the importance of that touching base with them, 4 times in the first month. Because it's new. A lot of people struggle with the routine and being consistent. So if you are kind of touching base with them frequently, it's going to help them keep themselves more accountable, and they will be more successful. So I wanted to open it up really quick, just kind of for a Q&A session. Kathy, Debbie, or Mackenzie, do you guys have any questions or concerns, anything that we can help you guys with while we're all here together on the call?
So I don't know if I'm muted. Am I muted? Am I good?
Nope, we can hear you. You're good.
So I've reached out, after our launch, and we had that slumber party, just asking for help. And last night's went I learned so much by watching Crystalline, and so that was really amazing. And I am pretty rusty I'm not rusty about checking back. It's just that the next question, right? How to, I've got one who's loving the product and just seeing amazing results already. How to tap into that +1, how to open up that conversation is probably the hardest part of that. And, after watching Tiff and Crystalline when I first started back in July, I feel like I'm doing pretty good with that. There's just a couple of watching, especially those that can't, it's amazing, because last night I thought she was going to say no. I thought she was like, okay, I understand. And I understand how much it's going to cost me a month. And she was ready to go. And what's so funny is I had talked to her mother-in-law, and I knew that, finances for them were a struggle. And so I didn't even approach her. I didn't even call her, but she had actually reached out to me. And so it was, I don't know if I can call it fish in the water, but I think she's already been thinking about it. And somehow, if they want it, somehow, some way they make it happen. And and I've taken the advice of not lessening the product any, with a few little things. It's just, trusting in the system, giving that system an opportunity to work. So we're still going to do a couple phone calls. I think Tiff and Crystal and I are going to with a few people. And I think that'll help a lot, watching you guys on how I see the system. I see how it's just that when the conversation is with that other person, how to open that up to the next discussion for them. And so that's where I'm at. And I appreciate you guys helping me stretch, because it is a little uncomfortable. But I think watching it a few times happen, I might get a little bit better at that. So I'm excited because, I'd like to get to senior gold by the end of the year. So by the end of December, be at senior gold. So that way, when January starts, I'm going to be looking at that ruby, So, I didn't feel lonely, but I was just like, I just didn't know how to do that. And the minute you guys said, if you don't know, ask for help, because I'm always so like, I can do it on my own. And after kind of like 2 fails, I was really nervous about this third one. And I know there's things I'm telling myself that I need to check in with people. I just don't know how to do that. So I appreciate you guys willing to tap in and let me listen and watch the magic happen. So
I think, Kathy, you touched on something really important, and that's the fear. We didn't really talk about that. And I think we are fearful to follow up because we don't want to hear no. Or we don't want to hear, oh my gosh, I started taking it for a week and I feel like crap and I'm going to stop. Like, we don't want to hear that. So we avoid the follow-up. And I learned something last year at Leaders Retreat. Jessica Heffley, if you do not know who Jessica Heffley is, she is a diamond and she is amazing. You should follow her. Her podcast is amazing. It's called You're Worth It. It drops on Thursdays. It's so good. She's so good. Anyway, she was one of our speakers at Leaders Retreat last year, and she stepped on that stage and she said a phrase I will never forget. She said, leaders are not avoiders. And it was literally like a slap in my face, because that is exactly what I had been doing. I had been avoiding because I didn't want to hear no. And I didn't want to hear that people were struggling. And what I had to learn is that when people are struggling, that's another opportunity for us to help. If we don't know they're struggling, we can't help them. And that is not serving anybody. That's not serving them. That's not serving you in your desire to continue to build a business. And yes, it is scary. And at first, when you have someone say, oh my gosh, I have so bad diarrhea, I'm just going to stop. Your first reaction is like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, go ahead and stop. And I'm so sorry this didn't work for you. No. We have to take that information and troubleshoot it. You build a door for that person and help them walk through it, because on the other side of that door is where their results are. And you can say, oh my gosh, I've actually heard that a lot. Sometimes the prebiotics in the pink drink or the fiber, depending on what slim they're using, can be really hard on your tummy. Let's try a couple things. And then you troubleshoot. And if they say, you check back 3 days later and they say, no, that's still not helping. Okay, awesome. It sounds like maybe we started with not the best pickup products for you. So as we come up on your next order, let's try something else. We'll try this and this and this. We'll get your money back from your last order, and we'll keep trying. Sometimes people aren't willing to do that, but that's not on you. And it's not your place to judge and think, oh my gosh, they're not having success the very first week, they're going to stop. And so I'm not going to offer to continue to help them, because you don't know. You don't know how desperate they are for a solution, because they wouldn't have reached out and said yes if they didn't want help. Okay. So you've got to step out.
I was just going to say too,
get over that fear.
Yeah, I was just going to say too, along with that, Tiffany, just really quick, if I can interject, when you are doing those follow-ups and when you are stepping out of your comfort zone and not being an avoider, like Tiff mentioned, that is creating that trust with that person, and they're going to feel and know that you are really in it to help them and that you really want them to feel better, because you are going to literally be spending time trying to troubleshoot with them. If you weren't willing to troubleshoot with them, and if you weren't willing to put in the time, and if you weren't really getting to know them and working with them, then they would be able to feel that, right? Mm-hmm. So not being an avoider helps to build those relationships of trust and appreciation and mutual respect, and helps them in turn feel that community as well that Plexus has, that community and that group of people that love you and want you to be successful. That is so important and is so integral to people's success. So I completely agree. So Tiff, you can go ahead and finish what you were saying, but yeah, I just wanted to add that really quick.
Yeah, so good. And people don't like being sold to, and that's not what we do. We help people in the best possible way based on what their needs are. And it's not about selling the product. It's about giving them hope and giving them help. And if that means they drop, maybe their subscription drops to just ProBio 5 for a month or two, that's okay. That's what it takes. And having them continue to be consistent on something is better than losing them altogether, because eventually we can introduce new things, or there's ways of getting them back up to that 100 PV, but it's all about that relationship. And just like Kathy said, if you don't know, ask for help. And not that I'm an expert or Debbie's an expert or Crystalline's an expert. We're not experts either, but it's just another layer of support. That's what we are for you guys. Use us. If you don't know how to ask a question, throw us in a message or say, hey, can you reach out to this person? Or, there's so much help here. So don't feel like you have to do it on your own, because you don't.
Yeah, I still ask for help. Tiffany reached out to somebody for me just the other day. So, yep, we still help each other. I still reach out to people for Marquet. Tiffany reaches out to people for me. I reach out to people for Angie. So everybody, all of us, we still ask for help. We still ask people. I still message Christy on occasion, and I'm like, okay, I've done X, Y, and Z. I'm stuck. What are your thoughts? So everybody is always so willing to help everybody, which is one of the things that I really love about our team. So
I'm taking it to heart, Tiff. So I signed one up last night, and I signed one up at the end of October. So I had to grab my planner as you were saying it. So I'm going to write it down so I don't forget it. So it's already there. So got to get that going. Oops. So
a planner literally changed my business. Spending that $13 on a planner was one of the best investments I ever did for my business.
Well, I live and die by a planner with work where I work with IEPs and 3-year reevals. We live by the date, like they're dead dates, so I have a timeline. So I've been trying to find a planner that I can incorporate my work and Plexus together. So this is that smart planner, or the start. Yeah, the start. Is it the start planner? And so it's actually got places in there where I can map too for every month. So I'm super excited because it gives you like different, like some blanks, like you can keep your business notes and everything. But what's nice is every month they have these notes, like these big ones, so I can map. So I'm excited because I was thinking about what we're doing and stuff. And I'm like, this is awesome because I can put my map in here and carry it with me. And then I have my work and Plexus all together in one place. So
that's awesome. I really do feel like follow-up is the key to this, one of the major keys to this business. If you can master the follow-up process, it's night and day, because we have been on both sides of that coin for sure. And mastering this follow-up is so important. If you're not doing it correctly, you're going to feel your business start to die. And we don't want that. We don't want dying businesses.
Yep. So I found the handout that you guys gave us when we met all together, because I was trying to find the first 30 days. And so I just have to let you guys know. Can I share this real quick? So I said, hey, such and such, it's kind of late, but I've been thinking about you, and I wanted to ask you if you've seen an increase in your sugar cravings. So it's week 3, right? And by about week 3, I noticed a comeback. So I just wanted to visit with you. And so, remember how we're just like so scared? You're like, oh, it's week 3, maybe detoxing, right? So this is what she responded with. She says, hey, Kath, I've been good. I've been feeling great. And I don't feel like I have cravings really at all anymore. I have so much more energy and I really just feel awesome. So anyways, and then when I went back in and looked at, she actually purchased like 2 more or 3 more items on top of what her original subscription was. And it's only week 3. So she's like planning already, like my subscription's coming. And so I just took a chance. I had just been trying to touch the bases, but I found that follow up on the first 30 days. And I used some of the scripting. So that was awesome to see. So I was like, yay.
The scripting works, you guys. Use the scripting.
Anyhow, it's the.
Can I? Oh,
Oh no, I'm done.
are you sure?
I'm done.
Okay. How much follow-up do you do after the first 30 days? Because I hear a lot about the first 30, but is it just like once per month after that, or?
It depends on, for me at least, it depends on the person. So if they are still continuing with the same pack, like if they're feeling good after the first 30 days and they're still continuing with the same products, I do 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then, but if we switch up products and we're still trying to find good fits, I stay at weekly and almost repeat the same thing the next 30 days. Okay, did your new stuff come? Are you being consistent with it? It's almost the same process that second month if they're switching products up. But if they're doing good, I just do 2 weeks. I don't know, Crystalline, what do you do? Marquez, what do you do? Debbie, what do you do?
I do the same thing. So yeah, I mean, after the first month, if everything's going well, then yeah, I just go to twice a month, and then after that second month,
You went mute.
but yeah, if we're switching products or if we're having a hard time with detox, anything like that, I stick it to weekly until I feel like they're doing well and they're in a good routine. Marquez, what about you and Debbie?
I do the
Marquez
same.
saying she does the same thing. Yeah. And sorry, Debbie, go ahead.
No, I do the same thing. I have some that need a little bit more hand holding. Some that I have quite a few that are just product users and don't pay attention to what's going on at all in the team pages. So some of them need a little bit more hand holding, but it's so worth it. It's worth the hand holding.
Her retention is so freaking high.
Yeah. So Debbie, your team is really big, and Tiffany too. Like, how much time are you spending each week to follow up?
Oh, I don't think it's that much time because I schedule it in like Tiffany does in her planner. I'm putting it in my planner. So I typically I have a list of all of my team members, and I'm not following up with if they're under Tiffany and Crystalline, unless Tiffany and Crystalline ask me to reach out, I don't reach out to them. I reach out to my personally sponsored ones or ones that have signed up under one of my level ones, but that they're not working the business. And I'll follow up with them if they're ordering every month and what they're doing. So.
Okay.
So
yeah, I would say the same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, Tiff, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Crystalline is an amazing leader and has amazing leaders on her team. So I tend to reach out to her level ones just as like hey, I'm a friend of Crystalline's. I'm here as another layer of support if you need anything. Like just kind of like did she mention the referral program to you? Just to her level ones, but beyond that, I don't really do a whole lot unless I am specifically asked. Like Carly needed help and was like, I need help signing to someone. And I think it was like that's a level 6 to me. Do you know what, like, if someone asks for help, I'm happy to help, but I kind of leave Crystalline's team because I know Crystalline's team is full of amazing leaders and I'm really working on outside legs. So I touch those people a lot more. But even then, like today, I would say is a pretty busy day and I maybe sent 6 or 7 messages and then the time to follow up with those conversations. So I don't think it's ever more than maybe an hour, probably at the most on a day. If you're having those really conversations, and lots of times I'll send a message and I won't hear back. So they're already in my planner the next week. And then the next week I say, hey, it's been a couple weeks. Are you okay? Like I haven't heard from you. And I kind of take the product stuff out of it and work on that relationship because they're not responding for a reason. So it's not too bad. I think it's just about getting into the routine of it and being organized, knowing who you're talking to that day. That's the big one.
So in this business, is the most time that you guys are spending like on the business itself, mostly just like doing messages to people each day, just trying to expand, or where are you spending most of your guys' time?
I would say for me, oh, go ahead, Tiff. Sorry.
No, Crystal, and you go, and then I'll go.
Okay, I was gonna say for me, working with my level ones, like my new level ones, and trying to help them be successful and help them share, is really where I try to put a lot of my focus, just so that I'm having those continual new leaders come and grow. And then I always spend time every week, if I can. Right now I've been really busy with work, but I try to check in with my stronger leaders. So like Kathy, Candace, Angie, Marquet. Marquet I don't have to really do much with because she's on it. Kathy I don't really have to do as much with because she's on it. Angie is on it. Some of my ones that are a little bit newer, I help Candace a lot, but she's come a long way and she's starting to be a lot more independent with things as well. So it's kind of just, yeah, focusing on trying to get your at least 3 every month, your 3 level ones, and then really trying to help get at least one of those silver a month. If you can do more than that, great. But if you can continue in that habit and continue kind of being consistent with your posting, being consistent with reaching out, whether that's hey, I noticed we're friends in Facebook and we have a lot of mutual friends, but I don't really know a lot about you. Just kind of trying to get to know people, and kind of increasing the chances that they're going to start seeing some things on social media, is really kind of what I do. I think Tiffany does a lot of the same, probably Marquet too. And then there's going to be times in your business when you're going to need to work more with existing people. So like when we had our huge explosion of growth from like June to September, Tiff and Marquet and I spent a ton more time with like Kathy, Candace, Abby, Carly, you know, all those people who were starting to just share. And so it really just kind of comes and goes, but always focusing on your main team, I feel like is the most important. And then helping everybody else after you get yourself with your level ones taken care of first. Is that helpful, Mackenzie?
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Did you want to add anything, Tiff or Debbie?
No, I think that was perfect. I'm very similar. So my daily IPA is typically priority. And then it's my level 1 leaders that need anything. And then it kind of goes down from there. So like I do have level 1s who have shared at some point, who don't share anymore, but have team that I have taprooted down to that do share and do work the business. So even though they're level 2s to me, I treat them like level 1s because they are the leaders. So it's just, yeah, stop please. Just about finding those leaders and developing, learning where to, and that's where you spend your time. It's not as helpful to spend time on people who don't want your time. Do you know what I mean? So once you find one of those people, then you know you got to channel some additional energy there for a little bit until they are more comfortable doing it on their own.
And I have to tell, I am super excited because I had my last 2 meetings for a while on the 23rd. So I'm going to hit it hard with the momentum and stuff. So I've been drowning in my meetings at work during the day, and I'm working on Saturday to finishing everything up. And then Monday I have 2 meetings left, and I'm going to put the metal to the, what is it? Put the foot to the metal and charge to December, to the end of December. So I'm super excited, and I've been running and watching the momentum with Brooke and Emily. So trying to really put time into that to get that momentum back. So I'm super excited.
That reminds me, just really super quick, if you guys didn't see Christy's post, we're doing a Black Friday thing in the Pink Health page. If you are not in Pink Health, you need to be in Pink Health, and you need to be adding potentials to Pink Health. I'll do a post about it in the team page so we don't take up any more time.
Okay. Sorry, I take up all the time. I can talk forever, you guys. So I'm just excited.
Oh, you are totally fine. You are totally fine. Okay, anything else we can help with, Kathy or Mackenzie?
No, we kind of have a plan. I'll text you later and see when you're available tomorrow for the migraine call.
Okay, that sounds great.
And I've learned something too. It's like, are you available? So I always ask, I'm learning to never ask where they can say yes or no. You know, it's like, when are you available tomorrow? And so that has been huge. So if you can learn how to not give a question that's a yes or no, like instead of saying, are you interested? No, versus, hey, so, you know,
When can we chat?
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
When's a good time for you? And so that's just a change of mindset. It's a little hard at first, but it's getting easier. So just a thought.
Yeah, I love that. I think that makes a huge difference as well. So thanks for sharing that, Kathy. Okay, well, we are so excited to see all of you on the 10th of November, and we're so excited to give you some little surprises while we're there.
Let's just say 10th of December, right? Did you say November?
10th of December.
We did say November. 10th of December.
Put it in my calendar.
That was 2 days before your birthday. Yep. So the 10th of December at Tucanos in Farmington Station. Be there at 5:45 because we have to have everybody there for our reservation at 6 o'clock. So we're excited. We can't wait to spoil you guys and see you all. And you guys all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will talk to you guys all soon. See you later.
Thank you guys.